Hey everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to solve a new question from our top interview 150 question series, and the question title is longest substring without repeating characters. This is a question from the sliding window, so let's read this question first. So given a string S, find the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. So what we have to do is that you have to find the longest substring which has no repeating characters. A substring, we can see that it is a continuous non-empty sequence of characters within a string. So now let's take some example and understand the approaches which we can follow. So here I have taken the two examples. First is from our given first example, and second is a different example from that. Now let's see what will happen. So the first approach which will come to your mind, and this is a simple approach, is that what we can do is that you can use the brute force and you can iterate and find all the possible substring from the given string, and you will check and store the maximum value which is going to be the length for other substrings which do not have a non-repeating characters. So by this, what you are going to do is that you are going to generate very different types of or possible all types of substring and store the value. Now this is going to take a very high time complexity, and it is already given that it is a sliding window. So what you can do is that you can apply such concept sliding window, and it is going to be easy. Now, what we can do is that let's iterate for this given string and find out what will happen. So, if you start iterating, what will happen is that you will get A, B, C, A. So, when you get A, what will happen that you will generate a duplicate. Until this, you do not have any duplicate, so its size is going to be 3. So, this is the first substring which you got, which do not have any duplicate, and after that you are getting a duplicate. So first question is how you can get the value, get to know that a duplicate is arises. Okay, so for that what we can do, we can use a map. And what will do this map is that we can store the characters from this string with their index position. By this, what will happen if you iterate through this string, what you can do, you can check in this map that if this index is existed in our map or not. If this index is exist in our map, you will got that this is already been available in our string. So you have to handle the situation. So by using map, you will know that this a is the duplicate. Now what you will do is that if you got a duplicate value, you have to move your pointer. That means you have the one pointer which is going to be I, which is at this duplicate value, and you have another pointer initially j which is at the starting index. Now what we have to do is that we have to move this j pointer, and what is the position where we have to move it. So you can simply see that if you want to remove this duplicate from this given string, what you have to do, we have to move this j pointer to b. So if you move pointer A to B, what will happen is that you have removed your duplicates. So from this string, that means BCA, you do not have any duplicate. So that means you have removed the previous duplicate. And after removing this, what you will do is that you will store the next, that means the next upcoming character with its index position. So previously you have saved A at position 0. Now what you will do, you will delete it and you will save again A at position I, which is the current index. Now again you move on. So when you move on, what you will get B, C, A, and the next is going to be B. So this is the similar condition which arises. So here also what we'll do, we will move our J pointer to the next index, and what we will also remove it. That means you will remove it and you will store this b in our map. And what will happen is that your I pointer is here, you will get the length 3. So there is no change in our length is same, which is 3. Now again when you check and move on, you will get C, which arises a similar situation, and like this you will get your you will traverse this whole string. So let's first traverse it and let's look for the every cases. So if after this what will happen, you will get C, A, B, and again you will get C. Now again what you will do, you move your pointer J to this A position and your I is at which position, this C. Now again their strength is also 3, no change. Now again when you move to the next, you will get A, B, C, and now again you will get B. Now here what happens is that you are checking for this B if it is present in map or not, and you find that B is present at this index. So what you are going to do is that you are going to point it to the next index, which is going to be C. So here our J is pointing and here our I is pointing, and its length is going to be 2. So what will happen? Our max is going to be stored is equals to 3, but our current length is 2. So it doesn't matter because we have to find the maximum. Now again what will happen? You have C, B and you again get B. So previously our B is here and our current B is at our I. So you move your J at the same position as I. Now the length is going to be 1. So this is the overall iteration for this first string. Now let's understand this with the second example. Now let's check this example, and this is an important example because here we are going to find a important concept which we are missing till now. Now here we can see that if you start iterating, you will first get A, B, and you are already storing the max. That means till now the max is going to be equals to 2, and now again when you move you will get A, B, B, and here what happens that a duplicate arises and you have already stored this B in our map. So what will happen, it will give us that the duplicate arises. So what we have to do, we have to move our J pointer to the next value of its stored value in our map data structure. So we have to move our J pointer to this. So our pointer J is moved to this and our I pointer is already at this position. So what will happen that its length now is become 1. So it is less, so it doesn't matter, our max will be stored 2 only. Now again when you move on you will get so this is removed, you will get BA, and at this you will find that the map will tell that A already exists in your map because you do not have done with the previous map which has been stored in your map and its index is 0. So what will happen is that it says to move your J pointer next to it, but if you move your J pointer next to it, what you will get, the duplicate value. That means the error arises because we have 2B is in between. So this is a problem. So what we have to ensure that your G always move after, or you can say G always move forward, it doesn't go backward. So to ensure that, what you can do, you can store your J as max of J comma, you can say a stored index, you can say a stored index in our map plus 1. So by this what will happen, that this is doing its own work, that means what we are doing till now, and this is ensuring that your G always move beyond its current position, never goes back. So this is the concept which is in this example. So this is an important example. Now let's code this and understand it better. So let's start and let's take the first length for this string, which is going to be equals to s dot length. Now what we have to do is that we have to declare a map, and it is of type char comma end. Now again we have one pointer which is equals to J is equals to 0 initially at 0th position, and we are going to run a for loop, and I equals to 0, I less than L, I plus plus. Now in this, what we have to do is that you have to first check, and what you have to check that if your value is stored in your map or not. So what you will do is that you will check is that if m dot find, you are finding in the map, that if you are find that this key, that means if you find si, so how you will say that we have find that it is not equals to your last search, that means m dot end. So in this, what we have to do, we have to update our j, which is going to be max of our si, sorry, msi plus 1 comma j. Now let's erase the value which is already stored. So what we'll do, we will write m dot erase which value si. So we are erasing this key which is si, so that we can store it after. Now what we have to do in every time, that we have to store the value. So we are going to do msi is equals to I. So we have stored every time, and lastly we have to store our answer. So let's take one variable int ans, which is equals to 0 initially, and we are here updating every time. So ans is equals to max of ans comma I minus j plus 1. Now what we have to do, we have to simply return this answer. Now let's run this code. So this is accepted. Now let's submit this code. So this is successfully submitted. So this is a question for today, and it is a sliding window question, and it is a simple and easy problem. So thank you all.